Anxiety. We all know that feeling when our heart races, our palms get sweaty, and our minds start spinning with worries. It's not a pleasant experience. But have you ever wondered why our brains sometimes go into overdrive, turning a small concern into a full-blown catastrophe? Well, that's where catastrophizing comes into play. You see, our brain is a fascinating, intricate organ. It's designed to protect us from harm, but sometimes it can get a little overzealous in its efforts. When faced with a potential threat or a worrisome situation, our brain has this knack for blowing things out of proportion. It's like a well-meaning but overly dramatic friend who can't help but add extra drama to every story. It's like our brain takes a simple worry and turbocharges it, magnifying the potential negative outcomes to the extreme. And the result? Anxiety levels through the roof. Decatastrophizing allows us to take a step back, examine our fears with a clearer lens, and regain a sense of control over our anxious minds. By applying this technique, we can significantly reduce anxiety and promote our mental well-being. The heart of decatastrophizing lies in 3 simple questions that can guide us towards a calmer state of mind. By asking ourselves these questions, we can effectively decatastrophize and regain control over our anxious thoughts. Question number 1. What is the worst that could happen, and how could I cope if that happens? This question encourages us to face our fears head-on and explore the worst-case scenario. By doing so, we realize that even in the face of adversity, we have inner strength, resources, and coping mechanisms to navigate through challenging times. For example, let's say you have a presentation coming up, and your mind starts catastrophizing, thinking, what if I completely blank out and embarrass myself? By asking this first question, you can identify coping strategies like practicing your presentation, seeking support from colleagues, or reminding yourself of past successes. This enables you to approach the situation with a sense of preparedness and confidence. Moving on to question number 2, what is the best that could happen? This question invites us to shift our focus from doom and gloom to the realm of possibilities. It encourages us to envision positive outcomes and embrace optimism. After all, anxiety often blinds us to the potential for favorable results. Let's go back to our presentation example. Instead of solely dwelling on negative thoughts, ask yourself, what if my presentation goes exceptionally well? What opportunities might arise from that success? By exploring the best-case scenario, you open yourself up to new perspectives and the motivation to strive for positive outcomes. Finally, question number 3. What is the most realistic scenario? This question grounds us in reality, allowing us to evaluate situations from a rational standpoint. It encourages us to consider the likelihood of different outcomes, devoid of exaggerated catastrophes or overly optimistic fantasies. This realistic perspective helps alleviate unnecessary anxiety and guides you toward a more balanced mindset. Now that you have these powerful tools at your disposal, I encourage you to actively apply them in your day-to-day life. Thanks for watching, and comment down below what techniques or strategies have helped you decatastrophize. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all our future videos.